Philippines, good morning world. Welcome to CBA News, your trusted source for global news. I am Michael Cordialta and I will bringing you the latest updates around the world. For the headlines, Trump exempt phones, computer chips from new tariffs. Maximum suggested retail price of imported rice now in effect in peach markets. Fuel prices go up for 3 straight weeks, and Yukon crown NCAA champions. Britain striking back today with 125% tariffs on all US. Goods sold in China discounts after President Trump placed 145% tariffs on Chinese imports. And now we're learning of a possible return to certain products. CBA News senior White House correspondent Joe Ashley has the latest update from Washington. Marie?
Yes, Maymay, as the US-China trade was hit up, the Trump administration is exempting smartphones, laptops, and other electronics from his reciprocal tariffs. That's according to a bulletin posted by US Customs Border Protection late Friday night. Now, those exemptions also include solar cells flat panel, TV displays, flash driver, computer process, memory chips, and semiconductor-based storage devices. So this is some relief for big tech like Apple, which relies on China to assemble the iPhone. UBS had estimated that the cost of the new iPhone 16 Pro Max could jump by $950 under the 145% tariffs that Trump has imposed on all goods from China. Right now, there appears to be no end in sight for the US-China trade war. China has imposed 125% tariffs on American goods, and those steep tariffs go into effect today. The White House said that there currently are no negotiations happening between the US and China. Now, this trade war is painful for both countries. Last year, the US imported $440 billion worth of goods from China, everything from toys, clothes, to electronics. Those are going to hurt American farmers. China buys more soybeans from the US than any other country. All of this is hurting small businesses as well, not just consumers that could face these higher prices. I visited a toy store in Virginia and the owner told us that virtually everything she sells in her store is either made in China or made with parts from China. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, John Ashley.
The Philippines government vowed to bring more supply of cheaper rice in market by February. A food security emergency declaration also sent by Wednesday. Lauren Quaton reports.
This Kadiwa store in Quezon City has started selling rice at 38 pesos per kilo under the Rice for All program, which is 2 pesos lower than their initial selling price of 40 pesos. Consumers say every little saving counts.
Sir, kung masarap, baka makabili pa sa Merkulis. 38 sa 54, magkano na savings mo?
This is among the latest initiatives of the Department of Agriculture to lower the price of rice. By February 1, the agency expects the cheaper rice will be available in all wet markets once buffer stock from the National Food Authority gets released. The food security emergency is expected to be finally declared on Wednesday. This will trigger the release of NFA rice to local government units who will distribute supplies in wet markets.
Meeting again with the DA at saka sa Metro Manila Council. Ang usapan doon, 36 pesos ibebenta ng NFA, and then they can have a maximum profit margin of 2 pesos. So they can sell it at 38 pesos.
The food security emergency is one of 2 major steps on the Agriculture Department in lowering the price of the staple grain this year. January 20, the first day of implementation of the maximum suggested retail price of MSRP for imported rice. This means that retailers in wet markets cannot sell imported rice beyond 58 pesos per kilo. Lauren Quaton reporting.
Motorists can expect significant reduction in petroleum product prices this holiday, as oil companies announce a rollback of nearly 4 pesos beginning Tuesday, April 8.
Separate Advisory CEO and Shell Filipinos say gasoline prices will drop by 3 pesos and 60 centavos a liter. Diesel prices will also be slashed by 2 pesos and 90 centavos per liter, while kerosene prices will decrease by 3 pesos and 30 centavos per liter. This marked the second consecutive week of price cuts since United States President Donald Trump imposed higher tariffs on almost all imports, which analysts have said could result in global economic slowdown.
By now, you have felt the pinch at the grocery store. New numbers show it is having an impact on what people are actually eating. CBA's Hannah Budlig reports today from Los Angeles.
Grocery shoppers are experiencing sticker shock on store shelves while poultry, pork, and milk saw average prices declines from January to February. The cost of the pantry staples like cereal, baked goods, and seafood increased. The overall food at home index rose nearly 2% over the last 3 months, that a measure of inflation rates and food consumed at home. Mark Zandi is the chief economist for Moody's Analytics.
Are we expecting food prices to rise even more?
Yeah, I think so. Here they're rising about 2%, which is pretty close to the overall rate of inflation. We're all should buckle in here and expect food prices to continue to rise at a healthy pace.
Egg prices alone are nearly 59% higher than they were this time last year. The cost of beef up more than 7.5% since February 2024. Beef Chair Jerome Powell acknowledged the impact it's having on consumers that's apparently forcing Americans to cut back their favorite treats.
They're not wrong to be unhappy that prices went up quite a bit, and they're paying a lot for those things.
General Mills, Smuckers, and Campbell are among companies reporting a drop in snack sales, and with those hard choices, Candy says shop for the best deals.
Hannah Budlig, CBA News Los Angeles. Back to you, Rachel.
And now let's go live to our weather center. Lalaine, can you tell us what's in store for the rest of the day?
Good morning, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Today is Thursday, April 7, 2025. Live here in Caloocan City, I am Lalaine Mablas, your weather reporter from CBA News. Now let's see what the weather is like today. In the next 24 hours, expect warm and humid weather across the Philippines due to easterlies. Easterlies are winds coming from the Pacific Ocean which will bring warm and humid weather across the country. For today's index forecast, Metro Manila is expected to go up to 38 degrees Celsius with 32 degrees Celsius air temperature and 64 relative humidity. According to Pag-asa, heat index or human discomfort index is a temperature that humans perceive, so we need to be extra careful to avoid heat stroke. For the 3-day weather forecast, April 8, April 9, and April 10, the highest temperature is 33 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, partly clouded with isolated rain shower. The sun will rise at 5:08 a.m. and the sunset is at 6:08 p.m. That's all for now. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you again soon on CBA News. Again, I am Lalaine Mablas saying that have a great day.
Mabilis na chikahan tayo for updated showbiz happenings. Tonight's episode of Daing Kayo ng Lola Ko is exciting. This is the first time that Barbie Corteza and Kim Jisoo will having a tandem in an episode of My Crown Prince. They will be joined by Divine Osena, who even posted about their bonding on the set. The poster of the upcoming romantic comedy movie Everything About My Wife by GMA Pictures, Creation Studios and Glamour Studio has been revealed. It stars Janelle Mercado, Dennis Shirley, and Samuel B. The movie will be released this month. Red flags and toxic relationships are the theme of Blackpink Jonas' newest single Love Hangover. She is joined by American rapper Dominic Fike. And that's all for the showbiz updated happenings.
Showdown in Tampa between two titans, the Connecticut Huskies defeating South Carolina for the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, the two biggest programs in the nation going head-to-head. This is UConn's National Women's Tournament title and the first since 2016. Christina Mante reporting in front and center for all the actions on the court.
The final page in the Book of Beckers is title number 12 for UConn.
Tonight, the Yukon Huskies are national champions. The final in what was built as a heavyweight showdown between two of the nation's most dominating teams. A rematch of the 2022 championship, which South Carolina won.
Here's Beckers. Her jumper is good,
UConn overpowering South Carolina for most of the game as they lift their 12th national title. Their first since 2016.
Lead is 30, and the freshman is thriving.
UConn senior star Paige Beckers, who will be joining the WNBA next year, reaching that elusive goal with her first championship.
The emotion pouring out of Paige Beckers as she hugs the entire UConn coaching staff.
The game was dominating by UConn senior Asford, 24 points, and freshman forward Sarah Strong, who also dropped 24 points in a commanding performance. Coach Gino Oriyama is emotional after the game.
It's because these players make me want to hang in there every day.
Tonight, they're celebrating on the streets of Connecticut as the Huskies are bringing home their record 12th national title.
And Hannah, with that commanding performance here in Tampa, the UConn women's team now makes the record among both and women college basketball. All eyes now tonight, Texas, where the men will play their final game tomorrow. Florida versus Houston. Houston getting into that final game after the dramatic upset over Duke last night. It will be a fantastic game, Hannah.
And that's it for today's news report from a station that delivers nothing but the truth. This is your correspondent, Mike Atorioto, bringing you the hottest and latest update of today. This is CBA News.